Okay, I'll just check that we are actually up and running, so just bear with me. I'll just wait. Yes, we are. Great. Okay, welcome guys, welcome. This is going to be a Christmas stream, even though it's a couple of days after Christmas. My name is Daz Tactic, welcome to the channel, and welcome to this series. This is actually a series that I've been recording on Twitch, on my Twitch channel over the last couple of days, really. I started with one game, and but it wasn't dangerous enough, so we've actually sort of delved into a much more dangerous location. Let me show you. I'll do a summary as to where we actually are. This will be a one-off on YouTube, and then I'll continue back on Twitch as of tomorrow. So we'll just go back across. We'll start with the actual world itself. Actually, I'll just ditch all these little things that do come up. So we're in a place called the Safe Land, which is anything but safe with what we're actually doing through here. So if we center on our fort is up in the top. It's almost in the frozen north, but not quite. So we're nearly on the North Pole. We're actually in this forest in through this other side. This is the Forests of Coiling. The Forests of Coiling are next to the Beak of Cruelties, which is a group of mountains right on the edge of this particular forest. In all locations in through here, what we'll sort of see is that all of these brown locations are haunted or sinister or terrifying, one of the three. And we happen to be in a haunted location. We also happen to be in a location that is a reanimating location, which means that anything dies here turns into a zombie. So we've actually got undead creatures that sort of ends up sort of rolling around outside, and we've already had a fair few adventures, even though we're less than a year in so far. That's actually sort of where we are at this point in time. So that's the summary as to our starting location. Our civilization, there's two dwarven civilizations actually in the map itself, and I haven't actually exported the legends. We may do that today, but if we have a look across through here, this blue is the actual civilization that we've come from. So we've got one dwarven civilization here with around about 4,500 dwarves living in this particular mountain area. The Spike of Dance is the actual mountain range that we actually have through this other side, and so that's our actual civilization. And then there's one other dwarven civilization that just consists of a lone queen, the queen of the dwarves, a dead civilization with only her alive, and she is actually the only one in that particular one, and they don't actually have a location. We could find her actually in the legends if we wanted to, just to sort of see exactly where she is and where she's living, because she's not living in any of the dwarven lands at this point in time. So really only one actual dwarven civilization that's active on the map itself. Hi Kat and hi Crunch, and saying good day and Merry Christmas. Yeah, Merry Christmas as well to both of you and to anyone else that's watching us as well. So anyway, that's sort of where we are. There's nothing evil in around through here. One thing I was hoping for was necromancer towers, but we don't actually have any that are close enough up to where we actually are. You'll see that we've got like a mysterious layer of murky meeting back in here with a population less than 10. These will actually have all sorts of different weird and wonderful creatures in them. Heaps of goblins back in around here. We're not at war with them yet, so they're just grey, but they will eventually declare war, I would assume. So we've got goblins all the way through here. They're all very, very close to where we actually are. So, Cat saying Daz Tactic needs a longer beard to be Santa. Yeah, it's funny. My 2-year-old granddaughter, a couple of weeks ago, when she started getting into Christmas, started accidentally calling me Santa at different times, which was quite funny. Yeah, right now he's Walter White. There we go. I've been playing so much Dwarf Fortress, I might have developed cave adaptation. Says Ian. I'm playing RimWorld over the holidays. Says Crunch. Yeah, I thought I'd actually play a bit of Dwarf Fortress. I haven't played it for a while. I've only been at nearly a year. We have a volcano back over through here, but again, it wasn't evil, I don't think, in that particular location. So I was looking for an evil reanimating biome. We discovered this one, and it's been pretty good fun, I've got to say, actually playing in this haunted forest that we're actually in. We actually do have, we're friendly in through here with the humans. So we've got sort of humans that are friendly-ish in this particular area. Some of them are just neutral. And then we also have elves, which are currently friendly as well. But you'll notice as I go around the map, there are goblins literally everywhere. So there's goblins all over the map. There's a lot of elves in through here as well, through these forests. Humans back out through this side again, which we're friendly with. But there's just goblins everywhere. So there's goblins through the middle of the map and over this other area as well. So it's a fairly dangerous place. As I say, there's hardly any towers. And I can't even remember where I saw the towers. I think I saw them down here in the hotter climates. Yeah, I can't even pick one actually out. I know there's some. In fact, what we should do is actually pull apart the legends and do something with the legends, I think. Yeah, we might do that, I think. So we'll go and create like a legend mode, just so we can actually sort of look at see what's actually going on. So we'll do that as well fairly early on, I think. So Kat's saying the closest I played to Dwarf Fortress is Towns and Nomoria. Yeah, I haven't played Towns, but I've certainly played Nomoria back in the day. You kill the elves. They use too much cedal and always have eyelashes and nails done even in battle. And Martinson saying, I'm glad they introduced the material-based colouring for clothes finally. I wish the helmets sprites were consistent between... Yeah, that would be good. Yeah, one day that would be great to actually have them on them, like within the actual characters. Maybe I'll just quickly go back through and show you that as well. Now, the reason that we probably should actually have a look at this in a little while is that we're going to have some information coming into the fortress fairly soon. Let's just click on done. We've just got the first of the trade caravans has just arrived. We haven't built our trade area yet, so that has to be built before they'll actually come in. So they're on the edge of the map, ready to come into the actual map itself. They've got, for example, characters in through here. This is what we mean about the actual look of the helmets. It looks different to what we see actually on the actual characters themselves. So we've got a few waiting in through there. We also then have the liaison. So Bomrek Shedilamath has from Relicmund has arrived. Now he is started over through here, he or she, I'm not sure which one. Possibly already made their way to the fortress because we were waiting on a fair few things to happen. The trade caravan is just going to sit on the outside edge here and wait for the others to then arrive before it then makes its way into our fortress, which is just in here. So this is actually the start for our actual fortress. The only meeting area that we have so far is just in here. So we've got a meeting area through this other side. We've had one death in the fortress who is currently actually is no longer outside. I wonder if we've taken that inside. Yeah, here we go. So this is the resting place of Tomagud, which is a peasant. So what actually happened through here? Now, peasants don't mean that they're just peasants. The peasants in our fortress are trained fighters. They're basically warriors, and so Tomagud was a trained warrior who happened to get caught outside and was attacked by, and you'll see that we've got Terrasil Peregrine. The Terrasil Peregrine in through here. There was a big fight here with a zombie peregrine. Sorry, yeah, zombie falcon. Let's just call it a falcon. It's gonna be the easiest way for me to talk about that one. And there's bits and pieces of this particular one. There's its right wing. Its left wing was over here somewhere, I think. There's its different legs got chopped off by the military, but eventually it killed. It managed to actually kill off that first dwarf in through here as well, which is Tomagud. So Tomagud was a named dwarf, and a named dwarf in the way that it works is that when I'm playing on Twitch, if your named dwarf gets killed, you get banned. So Tomagud got banned. So that's the first one to come back. It then came back to life and was then a zombie on the outside of the fortress. Wandering around, which makes it quite difficult, but they do drop all of their equipment when they become zombies, so they don't stay in their equipment. If they come as a zombie invasion, they will actually have full-on equipment. So I sent out the two remaining peasants, so in this case warriors, to then go and finish off Tomagud. So they actually finished off the zombie Tomagud. Tomagud then later on, because we had to then lock the fortress. You'll see down the bottom there, we've still got 8 hostiles on the map, and I'll show you where they are in just a minute, because they also finished off Tomagud. And so Tomagud ended up being sort of isolated. We went out, killed him off, managed to sort of come through and unlock this part of the fortress. We've now built traps in around here to stop anything that does come on the side of the fortress. So anything that comes into the side, we'll then sort of be able to stop. This is a bit weak because we don't have much above it, and so I don't like this. We're going to have to strengthen all of this entrance up at some point. What else is there to talk about with this one through here? So we've got the various creatures. We did actually have 2 horses. One of them got injured. If we look at the health and then look at the description, This one's weak. Now this is just a stray horse. If we look at the name, actually that one doesn't have a name. This one through here is Tommy Ude's Revenge, so that one was named as well. So we do actually have a name for this particular horse. This was one that actually did have. I don't know if it'll actually show it. No, it's been able. They've been able to heal their injuries from the undead that were outside. So that we've been attacked a few times by undead. Even though it's still in the first year. If you have a look at the 8 hostiles, they all are on the other side of the river at this stage. And so we've got a river up through here, and they're at the top of the map. So they're just off to the side here. All these are undead badges. So we've got 8 undead badges floating around in the top of the map. And so they're dangerous. They're 3 times stronger than a normal badger, and our military can't cope with big numbers like this. If it was just one of them that was nearby, I'd probably go out and kill it with the 2 remaining. Actually, we've now got 3 soldiers. We've put in another visitor to the fortress has now become another soldier. So we're back to 3, and so we've been able to go back out and resurrect everything that we required on our side of the river. So we've got a river that runs through. We did actually have to make a very, very small passageway underneath, just to sort of keep to allow dwarves that were on one side of the river to cross the other side. We actually had a migration come while all these badgers were over here as well. We're hoping to soon get some hatches built. Where are they? Some hatches which are here and here, just so we can lock this at different times, just to sort of stop any sort of real movement across the actual across the river. Now, when like this first year, all we have with the various, I'll just get back up the top here. All we have with these particular merchants, they only come with in this case horses, and they've just got packs on the horses. Next year, in autumn, they come with wagons, and so we have to get ready for the wagons to come, and we've done most of that already. So we've sort of established the location with all of the like with a wagon path. This will have to be 3 wide eventually, and that will then sort of lead its way into the actual fortress, goes down a ramp, down another ramp, to the bottom through here, and then eventually this will be the trade caravan. So we're just waiting for this to be built, and then we'll be able to then go and trade. I might just do the meetings first, and then we'll sort of so we'll get all this done. Then we'll actually export out our the actual legends, and we'll go from there and actually look up the old queen and see where she is, and see what happened to that civilization. So Kitty Cat's saying, if the horse is injured, make sausages. No, if the horse dies, we've got a massive problem on our hands. What actually happens here is when you've got a reanimating biome, anything that dies comes back to life. We can defeat a turkey. So we've got turkeys in through here, but we can't defeat a horse, even with our 3 military. It's going to be extremely hard to kill a horse that comes back to life. Anything that dies and comes back as a zombie is 3 times stronger than their living counterpart. And so the horse would be like a 3 times as strength horse. The horse is already strong anyway, but that's why the badgers, 1 badger alone, maybe, but not 8 of them. We couldn't take on 8 badgers. Now, we did have 8 badgers attacking us when we managed to sort of, when we lost Tomagude, but we did manage to get the others back into the fortress. So that's where we are at this point in time. We do actually have the liaison. If I just go back into my the characters in through there, we should find the liaison in here somewhere. If we just go to others, the merchants, there's the outpost liaison there. So if we just go back across, they've now come in. They're trying to get hold of the of our leader, and our leader is Click, the expedition leader. And so they'll now go off and start to talk. So they've now sort of met up to start the discussions. We're only just at the early part of the actual fortress itself. So we'll do the diplomacy first. So the expedition leader, Click, meets with the outpost liaison, Bomrek. So Bomrek says, I'm really a liaison from the mountain homes. Let's discuss your situation. Okay. And then information has now been added to the world info. That's okay. And we can now say, make requests for next year's caravan. Now, the one thing we haven't come across at this point in time is gypsum powder, which means we can't make plaster, which means if we have any broken bones, it's going to be difficult for us. So that's the one thing that I think I need at this point in time. I've found coal, I've found metals, I found a lot of different things. So we don't, like that would be just under powders. We go to gypsum plaster, so we'll just use gypsum plaster here. just to allow us to then go and set wounds. So that's the one thing we want. I'll just click on done. And so that's going to be at a very, very high price, but that's still going to be okay. Click on OK. That will then go back home. So now what they're looking for, a need for splints is expected. If you're able to provide some, the caravan will offer 193% of the normal price. This export agreement only applies to trades next year, not with any merchants currently present. So that will be, if we can make splints over the next year, that will then kick in. We'll just go and click on OK. Not that I worry too much about those, to be honest. So we've got got those in through there. That's now been done. We've got the alert. So merchants need a trade depot to unload their goods, which we're trying to build. I'll just ditch that one through there. Resmelin, yeah, we're trying to make food. We've run out of food in the fortress, so we've got a bit there actually. Got a little bit up through there, which is not too bad. We've sent our guys out to start fishing as well, which is dangerous. Which I don't really like doing that, but we sort of have to. Outpost liaison has arrived, and then we've got the merchants. I'll just leave the merchants up there for now, just on that other side. Yes, the cat's saying make a trap and put the horses inside like a pit with spikes so it cannot get out. Yeah, we could do that. I've had them outside so that they don't starve, but now they're going to be able to. They're a source of milk. I don't know if they're both. Let's go and have a look up. We'll just go back up the top again. Actually, sorry, that's the top. If I go and have a look, that one is a female. They're both females, so they're both providing milk for the fortress, and we've actually made cheese out of their out of the horse milk. We've got horse milk cheese that we've been making. We're planting the seeds that we actually have, like we're now in autumn. Winter we can only plant plump helmets, so we'll plant those as well. So we'll get those sort of things done. All right, okay, so that's sort of where we are. What I will do is I will actually now, if I go back into here, we can now sort of see news and rumours will now show up. And so we'll see movement. This is the news and rumours that we actually have. And so we can see, okay, there's been a new location here, a Dwarven Mountain Halls of Theatre exit. So in the late spring of 300, Tossud Deathmirrored became mayor of the Static Key. In the late spring of 300, Risen Hailgirders became expedition leader of the Static Key. In the late spring of 300, a group calling itself the Static Key reclaimed Theatre Exit on behalf of the youthful Picts. Now, it looks like Theatre Exit it says reclaimed. That was possibly a ruin that was now been reclaimed. And so there's actually a fairly big group of around about 50 dwarves actually have gone across to that one through there. We also have a group that have gone down past that location. This is actually, we can sort of track this one across and see where they've gone. They've gone all the way down to here and actually have now, we've got a few different things in through this other side as well. So we've got a different group. So we've got another, so these have all been claimed in through here as well. This little mountain range, this is the Wall of Clinches. So they've actually been settling in through here. And of course, we're also in that same migration wave, have actually sort of come out through here. So we can see different things that will highlight on the map as we get information. So this is information we've got. In fact, all of these as well. We're seeing different, anything highlighted will be information that we actually know about. So we've got news of one of the, looks like one of the elves got kidnapped from here, possibly by goblins. There's a little group in through this other side in late spring of 299. Leader Style Theatres was kidnapped from Labour Strong by Nomar. Don't know who Nomar is, but we'd be able to find that out in the legends. Well, let's go and set the legends up. I should have done that before I started streaming, actually. That would have been a better way to do it. We don't have any information about any of these locations up near where we are. We'll have to find those out for ourselves, I would imagine. Hi, Diamond. How are you going? So yeah, that's sort of where we are at this point in time. Let's just go out and press escape. Now we'll save and return to the title menu. So we'll just save this one in through here. So save to this timeline. Yes, we will. And I'm then going to save a copy of this. And then we'll set up the actual legends. At the moment, we can't access legends from within the actual game itself, so we have to have like nothing. So I'm just going to quit out for a second. As I say, I should have done this before we started. But anyway, if you're newish to Dwarf Fortress, then this is, you know, sort of how you can then get your legends out of an actual active fortress. In fact, we'll be able to see what happened, you know, with the fights that did actually happen on the map. If I just go back into here, my dwarf fortress is in my D drive, Steam, common, so Steam apps, common, dwarf fortress, back and through here. And then it'll be under save, and we'll see that there's different regions that we actually had saved as well. And there's today's region 3 is the one that we're currently playing. So it should have recorded back into there. I think I'll ditch the other regions, so we'll just get rid of those. I don't need them. I've got auto saves as well. I'll get rid of auto save 2. Delete. So they're quite big, the actual save files. And we'll just go and resave this legion. So we'll just go and Control C, Control V. Region 3 copy, and I'll just make this one region legends, or just legends. Okay, so that's going to be the name, and inside there we've then got all of the information that was sort of then just done right now. So that's the legends mode. If we go back to Dwarf Fortress now, we can go and open that one up and retire the fortress and then make legends from it. So let's just quickly do that. Dwarf Fortress, back in there. Hi Jason, sorry I missed you up there before. And yeah, I think I said hello to Martin and the others. So yeah, welcome guys if you are through here. We'll just continue an active game. So we've only got the one, then we've got 3 called the same thing. This one's from Legends and this one's from Region 3. So we go to Legends. So we're just opening up that save file that we just created. And then we retire the fortress. We can just retire the fortress for the time being if we do it this way. So really retire, the world will be saved, but you will need to unretire the fort to play here again. So we'll just retire it. Save world and return to the title menu. Save to timeline folder legends. That's fine. It should have done it. There it goes. It's now saving the world, and this will then become a playable world at this point in time, which means we can go into Legends mode. Now the other thing I should do, I'll wait for it to save this. Hi Voodoo Dog, how you going? So that you have to go through all this hassle to see the Legends mode. Yeah, I know, it's annoying. It used to, in the free version of the game, you could do it from within the actual fortress itself, but you can't do it in this new version. So we now actually have a new thing, start a new game in an existing world. This world now has become an existing world, but we need to quit out yet again. Actually, I might be able to just quickly do it a different way. One thing I wanted to just double check was, do we still actually have everything that we require? So I'll just go back in there again. So Steam apps, common, Dwarf Fortress. And I just want to make sure that I don't actually have, if I just do it by date modified, I've got the game log from today. This is the Legends. I just want to get rid of these. I've got a lot of them that are fairly old now. So I'll just go and grab all of those. Delete. That'll do us. Okay, so we'll just end up, when we create the Legends mode, it goes back into this particular zone. Eventually they'll also be able to export out the actual graphics. We don't have a great way of looking at Legends in the game, you know, other than through the Legends mode. But if we just go and start a new game in an existing world, and so we've got this one through here in the Legends folder. So we'll open this one up. So this will now be as if we're going in and starting completely from scratch. But this will then allow us to export out all of the legends that have been made in the world generation, which is just incredible. Go to Legends. It's now going to load in half a million legends have been created just in world creation. So we've got Control D already activated. So this is on. Also export DF hack extended legends data. Yes. So we're going to export the XML. So it's just now just going to export all of that stuff. There'll be 2 XML files that will then be created. And I don't think there's a good Legends browser yet. Maybe I'll have a look for that and see if there's anything that's been built. Just let me. I'll let it export out completely first. Again, 500,000 different Legends are being exported. 42,000 different historical figures. A historical figure has to have done something meaningful in the actual game itself. Anyone that comes to our civilization will be a meaningful character, but it doesn't mean it's everyone that's ever been made in the world. If you kill someone or do something like that, you'll be a named historical character. There we are. So we've now done all of that. Let's just go back out and escape. And escape again. Just leave that one where that is. And then we'll have a bit of a look at the Legends and sort of see what actually happened with different things happening. So I'll just leave that one running there for a second. Alt-Tab. We're back into here again. These are now the Legends that have come back through here. So we've now got the Legends mode. Fairly big files, ultimately. And so we're now just got to go and find a Legends browser. So let's have a quick look and see if we can find a Dwarf Fortress Legend. Let's see if there's anything that's been made over the last year or so. Dwarf Fortress Legends Viewer. Now that was from 1 month ago. Maybe that's worth having a look at. Legends Viewer next. No, that's old. That's old there. Nothing really recent. Now this is. I think this one may not be the one that we want. Legends Viewer now supports the Dwarf Fortress Steam release. When was that? From 2 months ago. Everyone, after weeks of hard work, I'm so excited to share the Legends Viewer next. Major update to Legends Viewer that's now fully compatible with the Steam release of Dwarf Fortress, whether you're on Windows. Yeah, okay. Highly recommend to have DF Hack installed. Yeah, we've done that one. Many features such as generated maps are only available with the additional information provided by DF Hack. Now, I don't know if I didn't see the generated maps. Let's see if we can find it. We've got this one here. Let's go and download this one. So we'll just go and download this particular GitHub release from 2 weeks ago. This is cool. And we've just got the Windows zip file. Legends Viewer 1.12. I'll just go and bring that one down. And if we go to downloads, go to games, Dwarf Fortress. Go to 2024. Apps. Yeah, I've got the old Legends browser. This is Legends Viewer. So this one may be different and may be better. I'm not sure. So we've got that one established in through there. Now, I don't know if there's instructions as to how to make good use of this one. Interactive map can now handle the new adventure mode beta locations, loads correctly. Okay, let's see how if this actually will work. So, yep, it says that it downloads the maps, and I'm not sure if I've seen that anywhere. Bug fixes. Yeah, there's nothing much there. Let's just see if this one works. In fact, what are people saying about it? Yeah, so people like it. People like it. And people actually have been able to see the maps, because the maps are really, really important. Browsing Legends. For Windows users, since Legends is a new release, Windows Defender, yeah, that's okay. All right, so it's just that's cool. Okay, this looks good. This looks very, very good. Let's just leave that one open. I'll grab another one of these, and we'll just go and open this one up. I should have done this one before we started. Downloads, games, Dwarf Fortress, 2024 apps. We've got Legends browser there. I'm just going to go into here and just going to 7-zip this, extract to Legends Viewer. There we go. That'll do. So we'll create a directory for it. And yeah, we've got the Legends viewer in through that side. All right, let's see how we go. Now, I don't know if this will export stuff out. We'll just see how we go. Allow access. Explore a new world. So select an exported Legends XML file. So we'll select this one. Okay, this looks good. This looks pretty cool. Go and find our actual Steam library. Steam apps, common, Dwarf Fortress. Too many games. This way we're going to be able to come back and look at this one through here. There's Dwarf Fortress, and there we go. There's the Legends mode that we actually just exported. So we've got the file name. We'll load the world. This is cool, actually. I like this. So it's now building everything up that it needs. Now, I don't know how it's going to do the world. Oh, it has done the world. So Zuza Zagu is the actual world itself, the domain of vision. Okay, that's cool. This is so cool. God, I like this a lot. This is really, really cool. So, so we've got this particular world. We'll just go and explore this world. And so this then gives us an overview of everything on the actual map itself. And so our haunted location is up through here. And so we can actually go to the world overview map, explore, click to explore the interactive map and dive into the world's locations. So we can do it that way. We can also have a look at the different races. Now we knew that goblins were just everywhere. So we've got goblins everywhere. We've got humans back over through here. Dwarves are very, very minor. Actually, it says 10,000. I think that might be the total population, including those that have already died. And then we've got elves in through here. So it's a very goblin elf-centric world that we live in. The different regions that we have, we've got like a lot of ocean. Glaciers are fairly big in through there. Tundra in this other side, lots of forest. Mountains are in through that side. We've got hills over this way, deserts, and then we've got grasslands, a little bit of wetlands, and a little bit of lakes as well. So a little bit in through there. This is the various civilizations that we actually have. We've got two. This is that queen I was telling you about. We've got the youthful Picts, which is what we're part of, in through this other side, with the king of moral folded smiths back into this other side. We'll have a look at this one in just a minute. Now, it's historical figures, 4,200, and current population 10,000. All right, it's not too bad. Actually, this is interesting. So even the page of aging has got one queen. This is 2 current sites. That's interesting as well. So it looks like they've lost a couple of sites, but it's a much smaller civilization. I thought there was only 1 queen alive in there. We've got elves running through that side. We've got goblins, humans. We've got kobolds as well. Lots of kobolds on the map. Lost civilizations. These were dwarves. One group of dwarves, the Tome of Tenacity, ended up dying. They had 4 civilizations that were then destroyed. 2 humans, the Empire of Gulfs and the Robos Nations, were also destroyed over the course of the game. Events, these are the different events that occurred over the course of the history. There was a lot that occurred in the year 134. A lot occurred in the year 156. So there was 10,000 different events, and these are all sort of kept in through here. Like, for example, the very, very first event is the Hydra Family Sweat Sucks. The youth of blossoming settled in the Golden Shaft. So these are sort of like different things that happened over the course of the 615,000 different events that have occurred, which we don't have to look at every single one of those. We've got the Chronicles in through this other side. These are rampages. We've got a zombie dragon. So Etog Spark Flicker, the branded, sort of had a rampage in a place called Menace Plates. So this is a beast attack of a zombie dragon. We've got a Moon Ogress that attacked as well. Bush Titans. We've got rocks. Looks like there was different wars happening in through this other side. The Naughty Fiend attacked something. Oh, hang on, that was ceremonies. Anyway, that goes on for 16,000 of those. Historic Ties. We've got Steel Spiteful. That's actually our fortress. And the Mysterious Coil. Discover the adventures, factions, and locations tied to your journey. So this is us down through here. Now, we do actually have things like, for example, the actual map itself. I can click on this one here or click on the map. I haven't looked at this ever before. So I don't know if we can zoom in. Yeah, we can. This is so good. So good. Okay, we've got we can sort of zoom in. I can just sort of zoom straight in with this one. So there's our, that's us there, I think. That's a dark pit. So is that us? No, that's a labyrinth. Oh, that's us there. Steel Spiteful, the fortress. And so these are all different goblin locations in and around. These are different, the Abyss of Emancipating. This is a lair. And we can click on that one to see what's actually in there. And so this one is historical figures, Lesson Dissolved, the Intense Knots. There's a Yeti, so there's a Yeti that lives in that particular one. We can just go back if we wanted to. So we can sort of see what's around us. So all of the different, like this is our civilization back in through this other side, all the goblins running out through this other side. So we can come back and look at anything that actually happened. We've got the different eras. Now, there's only one era that actually no, there isn't. That's interesting, actually. Yeah, no, sorry, it is. It went back to the Age of Myth. What happens in the game, when it's actually created, depending on how many mythical creatures there actually are, it will then chop and change. Now, in the age of, up to the year 106, it was the Age of Myth, and that's often what happens when you create the game. And typically with the way that I generate the maps, they don't come out of the Age of Myth. And you can see there we went back to the Age of Myth. So we went from the Age of Myth, we had 1 year, in fact 0 years it's saying, where we went to the Age of Legends, which is actually when the beasts get killed off, and then the legendary creatures, the legendary heroes then sort of take over. And so there's only 39 chronicles from there, and then those heroes possibly got killed by beasts again, and then now we're back into the Age of Myth, where the mythical creatures are still more prevalent than what they should be. So we're actually still in the Age of Myth, even though it's gone on for nearly 200 years. So we're in a dangerous period in the Age of Myth. Typically what you'll end up is the Age of Myth, the Age of Legends, the Age of Heroes, the Age of Civilizations, or it might be that you end up with one massive beast like a dragon, and it might be the Age of whatever the dragon's name might be. So it's quite interesting to see the eras. Societies, we've got factions and groups, historical figures. I won't worry about those so much. I think we'll have a look at our actual location. Actually, we'll just go back in and just see. So I'll just go and this is actually pretty cool. Actually, I don't know. I wonder if it will show the layouts of these different things. Just see if it's got it in through there. This is a war graph. So there was actually a war that was between the humans and the goblins at one point, with this particular one where there was different groups coming back through. Lots of people got killed in that particular war, but we're not seeing the actual we're seeing the location, but not the actual physical location of where this thing actually was. These are all the different events that occurred at that, like over the course of the 300 years of history that we actually have. Yep, so anyway, we won't worry about those until we start to sort of get some events that do come with all of those. I'll just go back out again. And we'll go down to our civilization, and we'll just look at the sort of the history that happened with us. So we look at the Fortress of Steel Spiteful. And so this is actually, it's what we've got is deaths by race. We've got one death essentially. Yes, it's got two. Hang on, how many deaths with this site grouped by the race? It says two, but that's not actually true. Oh, hang on, yes it is. Technically it is. I'll see if you can figure out what that is. Why would there be two when only one died? I'll just get a quick drink of water, and just put it in the chat if you think you know what the answer is. I hyperextended my leg yesterday, on Christmas Day actually, in the surf, and it's getting better now, but yesterday I couldn't even walk. But it's good. It's getting much better today. Cat's saying, can you mine glaciers? Yes, you can, but only for ice, and then you can sort of make use of the ice. All right, so if we have a look and see what actually happened through here. So we've got the events. We've got the various the various groups that have come in. Most of these have been named. Now, Tomagude is actually the one that we're probably interested in, because this is the former militia commander of the Mysterious Coil. And if we have a look at the histories, yeah, so we've got notable deaths. We've got two listings for Tomagude, and so the reason that we actually have the two dwarven deaths is that we've got an animated corpse and an animated corpse. The first one that died is it was the living one, and then the second one that died was the zombie one. So the zombie came out, we had to kill the zombie, but it will remember it as an animated corpse, but it was killed twice. So it's a twice killed zombie militia commander. And if we have a look to see what actually happened with Tomagood, we then sort of get the history. So so this is the profile overview. 75 years old, which is young for a dwarf. Former militia commander of the Mysterious Coil, which is actually the group that we're from the year 300. And so it was a member of the Spry Fellowship religious group, member of the site government, the Mysterious Coil, and the former militia commander in through there as well. Worship deities, there was a deity there, so Bal refresh early, the future bud, not that it really matters that much. The events that happened in through here, so not very many, only 7 events. So in the year 300, Tomagood became a member of the Mysterious Coil, settled in Steel Spiteful, our actual where we currently actually are, and then it became the militia commander as well, pretty much almost right on the very first day. So became was in charge of the military, and then a few weeks later. On the 22nd of the slate, Tomagood bled to death, slain by the zombie Terrical Peregrine, so Calmleap. So Calmleap killed off Tomagood initially. So Tomagood was alive up to that point. And then, in the mid-spring, the 1st of Feltsight, the body of Tomagood was animated in Steel Spiteful, so it came back to life as a zombie. So, and then essentially, Tomagood came back from the dead as a restless haunt in Steel Spiteful, and then finally was put to rest. Now, this is actually when this one occurred on the 22nd of Malachite. This was actually when we already had killed it back off in through here, so the body was abused there, coming back to life. We killed it. It didn't show what actually happened in through there. It may do if I click on the other events. We'll see what actually happens in through that side. But we ended up killing it, and then it came back as a ghost. It actually came back 3 times. So it came back as a living person, then it came back as a zombie, and then it came back as a ghost. And we've finally been able to put it to rest in Steel Spiteful. So we've actually had to put the ghost to rest and the body to rest now. So we've actually had to put Tomagood back to to rest a lot of times. If I just go back out and click on the second one, just see if it's got a different set of. No, it's the same ones. So I'll just double check and just in case I clicked on the wrong one before. But I think it's just going to be the same, yeah. So we did actually end up killing off that particular zombie. Calmleap, if we go and click on this one through here, it will only have the one thing. This is it's now a legendary climber. It doesn't have any legs. It's 8 years old, and the only one thing it actually had is in the mid-spring, it killed Tomagood's Shaken Page, bled to death, slain by Calmleap in Steel Spiteful. That's the only sort of notable kill that we actually have there. It's now wandered off the map. It'll still be somewhere in the world, but it's essentially killed off that particular one just through pecking at it and scratching it. And then Tomagood ended up bleeding to death. But it was mainly from those badges that we see at the top that were actually the main cause of the issues. Let's just go and leave. I'll just go back to the world view again, and we'll come back whenever we find something useful. We'll open this one back up again. Let's go back to Dwarf Fortress. Continue now an active game. Back into here. There's our active save, and now we'll just go back in. So we can always now look at their legends and see what actually happened. That's good, actually. I like that legend viewer. That's a good one. Right, so it's not a good location that we're in. Anything that dies is going to be a big problem. We do have things we can do at the moment. We've got a few different things we have to do, actually. So I'm just going to set the fortress up now properly. We're waiting for this to be built. I think I'll just sit back and let the game run forward. I'll just wait for this to be built. Everyone's doing different things. Come on, come on, come on. Here we go. No, just picking up rocks. Make it top priority. There we go. Machine Head Militia Commander will come and build this now for us. Here we go. As soon as this is built, these guys will then come and start trading with us. This is our new militia commander. Great. Now if we go back and have a look at these guys, they'll now wander off and in they come. So they'll now move across to the entrance, which is up here somewhere. There it is, underneath that tree. So they'll now wander in, and one thing we just need to do is to start to, when they do come in, we'll then start to trade with them. They'll wander along here, ultimately. Here they come. Actually, is that them? No, it's not them yet. Here they come. So they're now setting up. They're unloading their goods. We'll get another message when they actually are ready to trade, which should be about now. So what they're willing to trade is back over this other side. All right, so let's now go and one trader is ready to trade back in through this other side. Let's have a quick look and see who we've got as our broker. So click, the expedition leader is set to be the broker of our group. There may be others. Yeah, we've actually got Extreme Bunny, which is the clothier. Would actually be better. I'll make Extreme Bunny the... we may be better off doing this. Yeah, Adept Record Keeper is fine with click. Extreme Bunny as a broker doesn't require anything else through there. What about the manager? Yeah, no relevant skills anywhere for anyone there. But Extreme Bunny will be the clothier back and through this other side. So we'll end up going that way. Everything else, the manager and bookkeeper can just still be click, but the broker will have as Extreme Bunny, just because of the expert negotiator, expert pacifier, persuader, consoler, and intimidator. So Extreme Bunny does come in with a lot of skills. Right, so coming back in. Now we've got other animals, and I'm sort of wary of bringing animals in, just because they can, if they die in the fortress, it's an absolute disaster. If anything dies in the fortress, it's a disaster, really. So let's go and move trade goods. So move goods to and from the depot. Armor stands. We've got a couple that we've made. They're not worth a lot. Bags. We don't want to bring any bags across. We did bring one bag of gypsum, so we just need to keep that. Anything in brackets means that we've actually, sorry, brought a few bags of gypsum, but anything in brackets means that it's come from outside of our fortress. And so most things we've actually imported with these sorts of different bags that we have in through here. Barrels. I definitely don't want to be giving up any food. Beds we don't want to be selling. Again, they're not really worth a lot. Bins back and through here again. Don't want to be selling any of those. Body parts. We do have shells. Now we can actually make use of these, so I'll just keep those where they are. Boxes. Yeah, we'll keep those. Again, it's not really worth a hell of a lot. Buckets. We've got a few that we've made, but I'm just going to keep them as well. We sort of need all these things. Cages. We've made a lot of cages. Again, we require those. Logs we don't want to be doing. Mechanisms I think will be ultimately something that will be worth a bit. So we'll go and grab some of these. Now, what we want to do is we want to make sure that we're using mechanisms that aren't being used at the moment. What is this one showing? Sort by distance. Yeah, that's okay. Sort by value. We've got like chert mechanisms in here, for example. If I go and click on that one through there, I think I'll just go and select a heap of these. Anything that's sort of worth a bit. Bring a number of mechanisms back up. And then we do actually have pots and things, but again, I think I'll just keep them. We've got a lot of them actually. We've got a glum-prong minecart that we made, which we don't want. So let's go and sell that as well. That'll be fairly heavy. That'll do us. So we'll just go and grab those. Yep. So that will then end up being what we require. If we go back out and have another look at the at what we're doing through here, waiting 14 items to come in. And we'll then the broker will request a broker at the depot as well, so we'll end up with them coming back in. So Extreme Bunny will then come in, he'll then start, but we'll let the others bring in all of the equipment, just get ready to do the actual trade, and we'll see what we can get from the other guys. Still waiting on four more items. One more to come. Right, so we can now trade. Some of these are like these little oval cut tiger eyes, only worth 40, but let's just see what else they've got that they've brought in that might be useful to us. We want just basic stuff really at this point in time. Do we have a hen with a lead cage? I've got a water buffalo bull, which we don't want. Got a doe rabbit. There's nothing really all that useful as far as animals are concerned. The hen's not terrible. Let's go and grab that. Kangaroo milk. Food. Getting actual food in that. This is a steel battle axe. It's worth too much for us. The steel short sword, worth too much. But the bronze, these bronze swords, I'll just grab one of those. Got iron mace as well. Again, very, very expensive. Another copper pick would be good. Training axes I won't worry about. The got a cheap copper helmet there. I'll start to grab other things from here as well. Just the actual metal, the metal work. Now we've got the contains one item, 20 items back through here. I'm not sure what the items actually are at this stage. Oh, hang on, this is seeds bag, pigtail seeds. Yeah, we'll grab that. We'll grab plump helmet spawn as well. So we'll pick up those. What else have we got? What else have we got? I've got the cloth bins. I'll leave those alone. We'll make our own, I think. Just keep on going through all of these. Here we go. We've got different bolts and things. I won't worry about doing bolts. Another iron anvil. I'm going to grab that. It's up to now 350. I think I'll still be okay with what we have to do in through here. We're getting very, very detailed amounts now that we can sort of then go and sell things for, because of what our trader can then go and do. So got other food in through there. Let's just see if we can actually get a little bit more food ultimately. And probably, look, plump helmets are always good to do this with. Let's just see if we can now bring this up to similar sorts of amounts and then just see what they will do. So I'll start with the mechanisms. Actually, one thing I do want to do is get rid of that mining cart. So I think because we're an expert with what we're doing, actually we're not going to have enough. We've only got 198. Actually, it's saying it's gone to green. See how it's gone from yellow to green? That means that they'll accept this, even though it's a big loss for them. So let's actually see if we can trade that one. Yes, proceed. And that's done. That's done. Because we've got an expert trader, we can actually do it where it was to our advantage, which is unusual. So that was good. I'm glad that we actually checked the trader that was actually in there. And that's it. So we'll just go back in here. We no longer need the no trader needed at the depot. We've done our trade, which is great. So we want to be doing some trading just to make it so that it's interesting for them. If we don't do any trading at all, it actually pisses them off. So we don't want to be doing that. Other things. Let's have a tour through the fortress at this point in time. So what we've got as we come back down through the fortress, we've got this 3 wide. Now we're going to ultimately need to build something else through here, and I'm thinking of making a blocks stockpile just here for now. Let's just quickly go and do that while we sort of start to make blocks. So I'm just going to go and position one here, I think. I'll make a little 3x3. Accept, and this will be bars and blocks, and we'll go to custom. And in this case, we don't want metal blocks, so no metal blocks, no coal, pearl ash, potash, etc. Sorry, that's bars. No metal in through here. No blocks of others. This is glass, so we'll get rid of those. the stone and clay. Now what I don't want is clay blocks. I just want to have normal blocks of stone. So I'll leave it all on, and we'll just wait until we start to get blocks in here, because we're going to be wanting to build up the entrance, and we'll be wanting to have like a location here at the front here to actually sort of be able to protect what we've actually got. Now we've got the shells out here. Do we leave them out? Yeah, I think we'll leave them out. That'll be okay. We're catching turtles from the fishing. Actually, this is now frozen over, which means we've got no more fishing outside. We'll just leave that one there. So the entrance, what happens in through here, we come through here, round this other side, down into the trading area. The only way through the trading area is back out through that channel. In through here, we then have the entrance into the fortress itself. Off through here, we have a starting of a farming area, but this is not going to be really where we're going to do much farming. It's just for now. And then what we'll do is we'll ultimately fix that one up. So so then we come back down. I've just got the initial people that get killed are just going to be positioned along here, and any slabs that we require will just go there as well. And eventually we'll do something sort of deeper inside the fortress itself. Main stairway goes down. At this point, we then actually have aquifers that start on this layer and then go down to this layer through here. So we just dug out the aquifers just to create like a largish zone for getting water. So we've actually now got this is a water zone where we can actually pick up water if we require it. We don't have a well at this stage, but we will be able to get one at some point. So we'll wait until we sort of need one, and then we'll go deeper underground. We've actually found water deep down under. All right, so as I say, this is disconnected from the rest of the fortress. I did build an area through here. I forget what I was going to do there, actually. That was for some reason. I can't remember what it was now. Go further down. We're now under the aquifer, but and I'm going to use this for military eventually. And then we've got the even further down. This is actually the start of the fortress. We've got workshops. The initial workshops are in through here. So we've got those in there. I've got a dormitory just set up in here, just so that we've got some way for everyone to go and sleep. I'll just go and get rid of those. Yep. So we can't prepare the proper meals yet. So this is just workshops. So stone worker, mechanic. Back over here we've got the carpenter, and then we've got the crafts dwarf back in through this other side as well. Down through here we've got our main storage. So a bit of everything in this one. So a catch-all, and then the other bits and pieces down through that side. This is my kitchen layer, so we've got the kitchens in through there, ready to start to have everything sort of positioned there. The fisher dwarf is back in through this other side, the fishery, and so we've got one dwarf that we're allowing to fish because it's quite dangerous, because it's a zombie location. And through here ultimately we'll end up with the clothiers, so we'll end up with those up in through this other side. A few layers down, we then this is going to be, sorry, this layer below the food layer will essentially be our main meeting hall. So we'll start to build that one, I think. Yeah, we might as well do that now. Actually, I'll start to allocate doors and so on and so forth for that one. Initially, what we'll do is we'll go through an area for gears, so for levers. So we'll have a lever room there, and then we'll go into the actual hall itself, and I'll make the hall the same width again as well. So just make it nice and big through there to start with. So that will be the actual entry. So they'll be moving from the meeting hall past the levers, which means that there'll always be someone nearby to then press the levers. Then we go deeper down. This is our bedroom layer, just getting started. We can start to, I can actually now, I've hidden all of these. I don't need more than what I've got here at this stage, so maybe I'll just leave that where we have this. We do have kaolinite. I'm not sure what that one does. Oh, it makes clay. Oh, okay. So it's a clay. I didn't know about that one. So that's interesting. Anyway, we need to make this into a bedroom layer, so let's just quickly go and do that one now. So what we do in through here is we just go into furniture, beds. I'm going to go to the planner just because we've only got 4 beds available for building, so we'll just go and place them in the corner in each of these rooms. So you can see the first 4 are going to be placed, but the next ones are just going to be planned. As they become available, they'll then just go and position them in the corner. So we've got those. All right, that'll be the start of what we need, and then we just go back in furniture. Now we need both chests and cabinets in each room to make it sort of like fully what we require. So we'll just go to a chest and we'll put that at the foot of the bed. And again, I've got 4 chests that are currently available, and then we'll go through and start the planning mode for each of these. So the dwarves will then make use of these storage cabinets for everything. You only need these small little rooms for the dwarves initially. We don't need anything too lavish. All right, and we'll now just go to cabinets as well. So furniture, cabinets. So the wardrobe just next to the bed. Position all of these in. There is a way of automating the whole thing actually. And then we need doors as well. And we've got 7 available. As we build them, we can then sort of build them up. Now these aren't bedrooms yet. We have to allocate zones to make them into bedrooms. But we can do that with planned bedrooms. So these are all now planned. We go to zones, go to bedrooms. We've got dormitories and bedrooms. We want the actual bedrooms, and we can click on multi, and then all we do is select a rectangle which contains beds in order to form bedrooms. Rooms with multiple beds will be made into dormitories. But in this case, we literally just go and click, and then click down. As long as we get everything with the beds in it, bang, done. And so we've now got overlapping bedrooms for each of the actual dwarves themselves in through that particular zone. So that will now be 20 bedrooms have been created. That's done, and we're now ready to go. So they've all been, if I go and click on those, we can see that there's bedrooms, and these will just be, if I go and click on one of them, it'll be assigned to none, and it'll just be whoever wants to grab it. So it's an unnamed bedroom. They'll just go and claim their own bedrooms, and eventually when there's beds in there, that will sort of then work fairly well. But Doc's saying, how did you place all those beds like that? The game always asks me to pick the material. Yeah, okay, what happens is when you make sure, like a massive tip if you're playing Dwarf Fortress, and you, particularly if you don't play it much, you're probably thinking, okay, let's just load in Dwarf Fortress. We won't add in anything else, and we'll just play it that way. I would strongly recommend that you also download DF Hack and download that as well. And I'll just show you where that is, because this, I'll just do this as just so we can sort of see it through here. If I just go back into Steam. I'll just do it from the Steam version. So, let's just say that you've gone to Dwarf Fortress, and it should actually link from it, I think. So you've got Dwarf Fortress, 20% off at the moment. There we go. And so you've got Dwarf Fortress itself in through here. So this is good. It's good to play Dwarf Fortress like this, but it's not easy. Whereas if you can then go and make, and I don't know if it'll show that have a link directly from it. It probably won't, because it's sort of like a mod, but it's its own program. So if we go into DF Hack, so Dwarf Fortress Hack, which sounds like it's actually making big changes to the game, and it does, but not in a way that gets in your way. And so this is extensions for Dwarf Fortress, including bug fixes, interface improvements, automation agents. This costs nothing. So go and just, as soon as you get Dwarf Fortress, don't even try to get used to Dwarf Fortress and then think, okay, now I'll expand it and get DF Hack. This is not like one of these things that makes the game deeper or more difficult. It actually makes it simpler. So make sure that you're running DF Hack and Dwarf Fortress both together, because it will make playing Dwarf Fortress so much easier. So it actually really simplifies the game a hell of a lot. You can actually use this to actually make things even more complex. In fact, there it goes, showing, I think, the actual bedroom layer in through that one there. In fact, it's copying different locations to sort of set things up. So there's a whole lot of different extra things that this one does, and I'm not really showing much other than just the simple stuff that it does go and do. But this is by far the cleanest way to play the game, by far the best way to play the game. You end up with all sorts of little helpers, like for example, we can see down the bottom through here this little thing showing one trader is ready to trade. We've got 8 hostiles. In the normal game we wouldn't have that information, but we do with DF Hack. DF Hack shows up through here. By the way, sorry, we'll just go back and show one other thing about that. Just go and Alt-Tab back across. If I go down the bottom, I'll just open up my actual Steam library. And go to the library itself. And what you'll see is if I just go and click on, if I go to Dwarf Fortress to start with, see how I've got Dwarf Fortress Beta? If I choose the beta version, which is what I'm playing with because the beta version has got all of the latest adventure mode stuff in it. So I'm playing with Dwarf Fortress Beta, which is just to make that one selected, I just go into Properties, Betas, and I then just choose the public beta branch. So I've got essentially, I won't bother with experimental, but we've got public beta, which is what I always play with this. If I've got that running, and I go back to DF Hack, it's the adventure beta because it's running that particular version. If I go to properties, go to betas, adventure mode beta for Dwarf Fortress 5101. Sometimes it'll take about a day or two. Sometimes when Dwarf Fortress has been updated for DF Hack to be updated, so sometimes it won't work properly. If you're having troubles with that and you're only playing the Fortress mode, you may choose both of them to go back to the stable version because that will actually just come straight across. There's heaps and heaps of different versions in through here. If you click on none and none for both, that's probably the easiest way to do it. But in this case, I'm just running the adventure beta, and so that one sort of then works with the beta mode of Dwarf Fortress. If you see beta and then you've got the adventure beta running, DF Hack will then work with Dwarf Fortress. If it doesn't, it's been coded so that if it doesn't work, it will tell you that it's not working and just turn itself off. It's actually much easier to use this than it used to be. It's something that is really, it's just so critical to use this. Anyway, let's continue on. But it's makes a massive difference. And then you've got, if you click on DF Hack, you've got all sorts of different things that then come back in. So you've got things, for example, like I use auto dump all the time. There's different things that you'll end up sort of just making use of. What used to happen was you used to be able to have a Legends viewer within the game, or Legends mode within the game, and just go straight out, look at the Legends, then come back in again. But that hasn't been built because the Steam version of Dwarf Fortress is so much deeper than the old free version. So anyway, that's where we are. So that's our bedroom layer, which has now been established. So we can just sort of leave that one alone. I'll just keep on going back down. It's funny, I still use the old free version keyboard shortcuts. We then have a cavern layer, which was the starting through this other side. We ended up sort of stumbling into this in here, and we had to block that one up. But this one's just full of mud, which is of no real use to us. And so we need to find cave moss to be able to then make good use of it. But all we've got here is piles of mud on this particular layer. So this is a fairly useless layer that we can sort of see. But what we did also find was this massive opening in through here, like a pit that ran down deeper into the fortress. And as we have a look down through there, we then find that at the bottom of this layer, we then end up with another cavern layer full of moss and grasses and trees and things like this. And so this is actually where we ultimately want to be establishing another presence. We also found water here as well. So we've sort of got like water in that particular location. So we can sort of do a lot deep in the fortress now on this particular zone. And what we'll be probably doing in this session is really just trying to make good use of that. We do actually have a bit of a presence. Actually, where is that? There. We've dug an area out through here and then across, and then we found the cavern layer through here, but we're still too high up. We've blocked this off for now because it's dangerous, but nothing has really come through. In fact, what I'm just going to do here is just going to ditch that because we were just trying to find the cavern layer initially. So let's just go and remove those. And so we're still a few layers up, the 2 layers up before we actually get down to the actual to where this one starts. And what we want to do is we want to block things off so that we don't have to worry about beasts that can swim through and do damage to us or anything like this. So So we've got a whole range of different sorts of stuff in through here as well in this water, and the water would be useful for us to make use of. So we may even sort of like look at what we can do up deeper, and like if we have a look at the water, it extends down into this sort of region down to there. Then we go back into solid rock and through there again. So we do have water in through this other side, and we've got other locations. That's the deepest of the actual of this particular cavern that we've found so far. We haven't explored out through here yet, but that's sort of where we are. We haven't allowed any dwarves out in here, and we will do that, I think, because but we need to make sure that we can actually protect ourselves effectively from this particular location. So we'll set up all the protections first before we actually open this one up. But it could be that we end up, like we've got a fairly good area, for example, here, that does have water all the way around it. Let's just go back up and see where, there's our actual, that's the area to go down into the actual fortress. If we have a look and see what's there above this, or just to the south of it. In fact, if I just bring that one across, oops, hang on, where are we? So that is that's sort of where we go down to the very, very bottom. If we have a look down through here, we actually end up with an area where we could actually build something in here that actually is going to sort of work fairly well for us to have like a well where we can actually just make use of all of this stuff. We just have to be careful of beasts that can come in, and I don't mind there being some danger with what we end up doing, but we could create like a well that goes all the way up to the top of the fortress, because this is actually very, very close to our actual to where we've actually got our staircase. Like the staircase is not that far away. Maybe we'll actually look at building that one first, and then sort of working from there. So if we go down and make that into a channeled layer, let's just go and set this one up as like maybe a 3x3 with a well in the middle of it. And I'll just go back and establish where our, yeah, so straight off there, this is probably where we want to be. If I just use, I can use the, hang on, what's going on there? I just go, oops, hang on, that's not it. Let's come back up again. Somehow I've ended up at the bottom of where I don't want to be. Just find where we've got this one here. Yeah, that there. If I just go to dig. Yeah, so we've got the cursor there. I've got the cursor turned on. Now what we'll be wanting to do is to dig an area that will flood, and then we want to get out of here as fast as we possibly can. And that will then be, so we'll set everything up ready for this one. So what we'll do is we'll come back, we'll just double check that is right next, yeah, this is exactly where we want to have the middle point of this particular location in here, at least in line there. So if we go and make this, if I channel in all the way in around here, that would still be actually okay. And it will only go to the level of the water. It won't go any higher. So it's not as if it's going to flood the fortress. So we just channel down there and make it a little bit deeper in a 3x3. So we'll just go and do that one to start with, and then we'll start to sort of work our way back up. So that will then duck down to an area down the bottom there. We'll then also have like a, this is going to be tricky, because what we want to do is we don't want to have an opening. And if I do a floodgate, the floodgate's going to be a problem. I want a grate. I can do this a different way, actually. I can do this a different way. Let's make it a bit deeper. I'll make it go one further down. So we'll actually go a little bit further away than what we wanted to there. Let's get rid of those channels there. This is going to make it slightly deeper, but we'll get everything prepared. And what we want to have is we want to have a grate here. So we'll build the grate, and what we're going to do with that is we're going to go and select an area there for the grate, and then we'll build a small little area for access into this. And we're going to have to come down from the top and channel this one out. So we're going to need to go and channel 2 out from here and here. So we're going to have to then dig another way down through all of these different areas. And off to the side, we're going to end up with a staircase. It could even be that the staircase is down here. Actually, yeah, maybe that would still work. I'm just trying to think of the best way of doing this. We want to make sure that we do this as safely as we possibly can. And so the staircase is the only real way out from delving down into this. If we end up with and we need the solid area here, so those need to be solid walls for the grate. And then we need to block this off, whatever we do above it. So when we come down into here, we're going to need to create 2 channels to open those 2 up. And initially what we want to do here is to, so if we just go and open this one up, I can then just make it so that it goes into a planning mode. So we'll do that in planning mode. The other one will be fine. So we'll actually just end up with that one. That will then channel this one out at the same level. In fact, what I could do is actually just do the channeling out through there. Is that going to work? Yeah, it would actually. It would. And then we've got the channel that would then come back up to this layer. And yeah, I've got to think about how that would actually then, how that would function. We'd end up with solid areas on the other side. That's going to be not exactly where we want it to be. I could then channel out this one. Oops, hang on. The channel in through that side. Just close that bit of it off. So we come up, we channel down to there. That's then going to get me down to this layer there, which will then allow me to channel this one out, which will give me access to be able to channel. In fact, I don't even need to channel that one because I'll be able to just run up through where we got to previously. So I can actually ultimately just mine this one out, and that, well, I'll just make sure that that is also set to a planning mode, just so we don't actually do anything with it. Just need to make sure that I do this one properly, and this one here I'm just going to ditch that one entirely. So we'll come back down. So there's only going to be one access point in. We channel up to here, and then we need to make sense of how we get across to the rest of what we're going to be building. So I'm going to build literally just an area for what we're going to be doing underneath. So as we come back down, I'll set up an area where we end up channeling all of these up through here. So I'll channel everything all the way up to the actual fortress that we've got. And that's the bottom of the fortress there with the bedroom layer. Let's go down a couple of levels, maybe to here, and we'll make this the hospital layer. So we'll have that one as the hospital layer in through there. So we'll allow channeling up and down through this different zone. We'll have a staircase that runs off this. So we'll go down to the very, very bottom again and just figure out where we want to have the staircase. So I'm thinking we build the staircase to here. We're ultimately going to be down to here. So if we go into this one in through here, build the staircase, and we just go all the way up to the top where we had set up that top one. All right, so that's going to be ultimately where we build the staircase to. Now that's going to come up to the very, very top. In fact, if we build the staircase, if that's going to be the top layer, we don't want this one here. We're going to start on the next one down. All right, so we're going to ultimately build across to here. We are going to build a single channel in the middle here. So we'll build that one now. Actually, I won't even build that one now. What I'll do is I'll just build out an area for what we're going to have, which will be a 4x4, and that ultimately will be where the well will be. We'll have a deep well here. We'll have an opening up through this other side as well, and then a corridor that runs down this way, down into this particular zone. And I think that'll do us. That will be fine. So that's where we start. We then build this one all the way down. In fact, I might just set up, I'll allow all that to be, actually I'll do this slightly differently. If I dig, I sort of want to have it just one, I don't want them in a position where they're going to fall down. So I think I'll actually do this one all the way down to that layer there. And then still keep on doing these as well up to the layer below that we're going to be using. This is going to ultimately be quite dangerous for the dwarves to do all of this. I want to have it so that anything that comes down through here is going to have a hard time getting up through the actual through the staircase. But we still want to have access down into it. And we may need to actually have something where we can actually block it off, but I don't know if don't think I'll bother with that. I think I'll just leave it, and we'll then just go in and yeah, that's gonna work. So we'll just go back up the top through here, and I'll go all the way down again till we sort of get to the very, very bottom. I'll leave that one there. So we'll just get rid of those, and what I'll do is I'll just go and create like a one level mining zone all the way up again, just so we can start to sort of do the channeling bit by bit. There we are. So that's going to allow us to go through and then build the channels on each layer, hopefully from where we actually are. So that should be okay. And then we can sort of slowly sort of get things established for what we require. Pumping it out, I'm thinking we could do that later on if we have to, because it's only going to fill up this layer here. It's going to be the first layer that's going to be full of water. So that's going to be fine, I think. And then we're going to have our staircase all the way through. All right, that should do us. So we'll now just open up and let the miners build that. So I'll unpause the game. Hi, Tom, how you going? But yeah, no, answering to Voodoo Dog again. So thanks. Do you start DFHack first? No, just once DFHack's installed, you just run Dwarf Fortress. DFHack should just load in if it's running there, so it knows what to do. So wait for these guys. Now we've still only got the 8 hostiles. They're all still just up in here. They're not moving off, which is good. We should have something saying there's no more fishing we can do. The floodgates are now being done. That's good. One thing we're going to need is rock grates, but we'll do them afterwards. So this is all now frozen over. We're starting to get, we'll probably get snow fairly soon, I would think, as well. We might start to prepare everything now as well, deeper in the fortress. Let's just go down and see what we've been building. Need nest boxes. Yeah, we'll start to get these sorts of messages. Oh, some more migrants have arrived. Here we go. So we'll just go and see where they are. They're in the south, so that's safe. Now, I don't think I've got any more named ones that I need to be doing. We've got a fish dissector. Pretty useless for us. I've got a child. Another child. Uh-oh. A stray calf. So we're going to be needing to house that, of course. Is that it? So we've only got a small group of migrants that have actually come through. Struck bituminous coal, that's good. Make rock doors has been completed, that's good as well. So there's a lot that we have to now go and do. This is a very, very heavily wooded area that we're actually in. I'll move over to the fortress, which is up here. Oh, there's a mason there as well. Actually, there's more here than what I thought. Metal crafter. Cool. We're getting some useful people coming into the fortress. Let's just see as they sort of come back through. So we've got, yeah, the mason, metal crafter, the fish dissector. Okay, we've got a few of them. And what we'll do is we'll just go back to this zone. At the moment, this is where we've got the horses. They're just eating whatever they can find on the ground. We'll have to find a better place for them below at some point. So we'll just go into the pen and pasture and just go and add in that calf So it's there. In fact, we might put the hen in there as well. So we'll just put everything in there. Eventually we'll need to have a better location for them. So they're now moving into, this is our meeting area at this point in time. Let's just see how we're going with building everything else. That's okay. Yep, still got a lot of space in here for things. Not making much use of that just yet, but that's okay. We'll ultimately probably want to have the animals down in here somewhere, but we'll have to figure out the best way of doing that, particularly the birds with the eggs. It would be useful to have them sitting off the side here somewhere. So I might even just do that now, actually. Just build a chicken coop that sort of runs across there. That'll do. And as we sort of come back down, we're still trying to build out this one. Yeah, building the bedrooms up, so people are now starting to claim the bedrooms. I can't construct a bedroom. I'm not sure why it can't do that one. Let's have a look and see. Is that one there? It may be because of that piece of rock. Resume construction of the bed. So we'll just go and resume that one. Yeah, rock coffins have now been completed. Yep, that's okay. That's all okay. We're going to have to start to open up this other area fairly soon. That's all just been set up for planning. This is now where we're going to be really interested in this one here. Thank you, New Haven. So I hope you're playing for a bit. I never catch you live, and I never catch Dwarf Fortress from you. I hope the season has been good. Yeah, no, it's funny. I haven't played it for a long period of time, but I thought I'd actually play it, and then I thought I've been playing it on Twitch for the last 3 or 4 days, and I thought, look, I'll do one on YouTube, because I sort of haven't done much on YouTube in the lead up to through Christmas, and I was going to do something on the winter sale, but then I thought, I've probably I've left that run a bit too late. And then I was going to do my top games, and then I thought, look, I'll just do more Dwarf Fortress. So I'll be here for at least another hour, maybe a bit longer. So yeah, I've been here for a little while. Probably an hour and a half, I would guess. So anyway, let's continue on. But this is actually what I'm most interested in, this one here. This will ultimately be our hospital zone. And so just let things happen. So I'm waiting to sort of see what happens down in here with the hostiles. If there's any more that appear there, then we're going to have to start to manage that. And we do want to get down into that bottom layer, but let's get everything established here first. So we can just go and sort of then work it. Here they come. Here they come. So they'll dig this out fairly fast. Now we have to sort of really wait for them to do every little bit of this before we go too much further. Weather is cleared. We've got a human spearman visiting. Now we haven't really let anything out. Make wooden bins is now complete. That's okay. We've got these different work orders coming through. So this ultimately will be where we end up. Now, is that Began? Yeah, so Began's going to be the one going down and establishing these different zones. We've got a petition now. I think I'm going to deny this one. This is Lurit, Fainted Ferries. I'll deny these until we've actually got everything open, and then they can come in and start to do things. I'm glad that they're working on the staircase first. That gives them a way out, ultimately. Oh, here we go. We're now working these. This becomes a bit dangerous if they sort of skip past and just keep on building deeper and deeper. But we do have access. They'll be leaving soon, that's okay. Now what we don't want is anyone falling. So they're sort of building away, which is fine. So they're digging deeper and deeper. Now that's interesting. Why did they not build that? Not sure why that was not built. One group of citizens is stranded. Okay, this one here, I'll technically, but then we'll still get this one done because we haven't got this one built yet. So they're digging deeper and deeper, but then they'll be able to dig up through the staircase. So Resmelin is the one that's actually been allocated out through there. I'll just get rid of that one. I love this over through here. This DF hack sort of gives us this information. Still digging deeper and deeper down. It's a long way down, but this will ultimately be the well that we then make use of. Here we go, getting closer now. Closer down. And we should see a... now we've got that there, but we haven't actually allocated a way around it yet with what we're going to be doing with this. And we really should do that from here. So let's just go and... while we've got this established here, but we haven't done too much else, maybe we sort of do the whole thing. We've got like a pit that's been dug in here with channeled sides that then come back up to the staircase. So we can sort of get out through these at the moment. But then we're going to have an area on this layer which is also going to ultimately be... I probably really want to channel even more through here. So I've got a channel there. I don't want to channel down there. I want to channel here around the outside edge. Just trying to think of where I do this. Yeah, I think I do it from here. So let's go in and set up a wider channel in this area. It's a bit hard sort of thinking in three-dimensional all the time with what happens in through this other side. If we just go and put the channels there, and we're ultimately going to be wanting to channel in through here as well. Let's just go and first of all just establish an area across this other side, and then we want to build another area down to here and then to here. So we'll go and establish all of this. And then we've got the channel going down. So this is another sort of safety zone for us. And then up past the channel, down into here, and then we channel down again. And at that point, we then actually have an access point that channels down from there. What we're going to be wanting to do through here is we then get channel down, and then they can walk up to that staircase and then come back up through the staircase. So it's a bit convoluted the way it sort of works, but this and we want to make sure that we end up with other areas out through here, just as another zone that we can then sort of walk around. So we'll do all of that. I'll just position this across here for now, and we'll just go and get that established into there. That way, if anyone does ultimately fall in the well, they should be able to work their way out and then back up the stairs. The stairs are a bit of a problem with what we actually end up having, so we do have to be a bit careful of that. But this in through here ultimately will be very, very important. This layer, actually, that layer is still not the greatest one for us. I've actually screwed this up a little bit. What I'll do is I'm going to, before I... Actually, no, I still need to dig it through. Unfortunately, this is going to be not quite the way that we want this to work. So what we'll do is we will block this off. I'll block that off, and I'll make a stairway up to here. So let's just go and... I've sort of screwed this up a little bit. What I'm trying to do is I've got to get it to a position where I can block all of this off. So let's just quickly go and build a construction and a wall. So with what the question from before is, why were we seeing different things for building? If I hide the planner, which is a DF hack planner, I then go back to the base game. So select material after placement, and I can so this stuff is base game, but the show planner is for DF hack. So it just makes it easier to build lots and lots of stuff in one go. This one here, I'm going to click that one through there. And I've got quartzite nearby, so I'll just make that a quartzite area, and I'll block this off here. So that will then give me what I require. So we get that one blocked off. Actually, I might just suspend that for a second. I'll just suspend the construction there because we need to get access across so we can build other things in here as well. So what we want to do initially is to build a, we want access down and then access up to this layer here. So let's just go and grab that one through there. So if I grab a, if I do a channel this way, that will then, actually that's still not going to be enough for me. Or is it? Or is it? Yeah, that's still not going to be good enough. I'm just going to have to, I'm just trying to think it through as to what I need to do here. We do want to channel this. Yeah, I'll keep that where that is, so we end up with a deeper area. We want a staircase built in through here, but it has to come up to here. So we need to dig that one down, and then we need an access point in around the other way. So let's just go and dig this, and if we just go down, we've got that one through there. That will do. And that will then give us ultimately a zone on the edge. Actually, if we go and channel even more there, no, that will still be okay. No, it won't. No, it won't. We'll still need to get that channel, only will go that high. So we need to actually make this into a channel in through here as well. So I will actually make this a little bit deeper and just get rid of that. Okay, that should be all right. Let's just wait for this stuff to be dug out. Come on, someone else finish it off. Building these for safety is actually not easy. It takes a little bit of time. So it's not quite as fast as the other. So we now have an open area in through there, which takes us down into this particular channel. And what we want to do here is just get a staircase that's going to then essentially just sort of go up through that one. So construction, stairs. We start down through here, go up to there, and we'll just make this out of dolomite, which is nice and close. So we'll end up with a rock staircase there. This will then be safe because this is above the water level, and we needed to get to the layer above to then be able to lock off everything on the other side of the grate, which ultimately will be in here. I can now also resume construction there because we now have an access point down this other side. So we'll just wait for somebody to come and start to build all of these. One thing we do also need to do is to go back up to our workshop layer, and what I might do is actually I might start to set up the various levels that we actually end up having. So this is going to be like the entrance, but I'll come back to that one. I'll just go back to workshop layers. In through this other side, just go to our stone worker. And they're making different things. I'll set up another stone worker over here. So workshops, stone worker in that location. And then once that one's been built, we'll start to sort of get some other grates just from in there, the things that we require. Now this isn't perfectly safe, but it'll do for the starters. All right, so in through this other side, we're just going to go and add a new task. In through here, and we'll just go into grates. I've got floodgates, but I've also got grates. Oh, they've already got grates there. Just make that into an important message in through that side. So this will become essentially the block to stop anything from getting into the fortress. Let's continue on down now and start to just get this one ready. You can see we've got a big gap now between it with everything that sort of goes all the way down to the bottom of the fortress. That one's all ready to go. We've got the areas that come back into there. What we'll do is we'll start to now just sort of go and block off these things as well. We have to be very careful with this. This is where we could end up with all sorts of dramas of dwarves sort of falling. What I'll do is I'll set up I'll do one side all the way up. To there. So they can just start to sort of dig that one through. They've been embarked on their journey. Snowstorm has come, so we're going to get snow outside now. So they've got a central area that they can then start to sort of work their way through, which is good. I can do the same thing over here, and then we'll end up with sort of like an area that sort of extends out through the middle of the actual of the well. Let's go and do the same thing in here. So we'll just go back up. That's the layer above, and all the way down. Yep, that will do there. Right, so we've now got our stairwell is in through there. Now, if they fall any sort of real distance, even into water like this, it's going to kill them. So, so any sort of big falls that they have, building these really, really tall structures is not a good idea. It's not great. We'll see rocks sort of falling down as they dig. Like there'll be other things sort of falling away. Every so often we'll see like a different rock will end up collapsing, you know, on the top there. Okay, that should all be okay. Now that's siltstone. What's that doing there? There's an upward slope there for some reason. Okay, let's just go and channel that one out. So somebody will come and dig that, and then the rocks that are there will then fall down. And so there's been, I don't know if it'll show it there, but there's, we have to be a little bit careful of anything that's in behind. Yeah, dangerous terrain. See how minor cancels dig channel, dangerous terrain. So if we go and have a look at this one through here and just see where that one actually was. So that was in here somewhere. So there was some what they considered to be too dangerous to dig, but we've now fixed all that up. So we've now got down the bottom through here. There's been a lot of collapses at the very, very bottom. There's heaps and heaps of rocks that have now fallen down through into this particular location. One thing I don't really want to have anyone working down in here until we actually get everything else built up. So let's just keep on digging these channels. So we'll just go into channeling and then dig all of these all the way up. They should be able to touch them from the outside edge. There they go, all the way down. And that's now to the bottom of the well. Okay, that's good. Still open space. There's a lot of rocks just sort of sitting there now, and then we've just got one more that we need to go in place, which is just in here. So we've got that there is going to be where we put the grate, and then we just need to channel this one out as well. Now, if we're going back up to here, I do actually have an access point. Does that have a, that's an open space there. There is actually a downward slope there, and I wanted to put another downward slope that runs sort of across through here, but we've already got the channel that goes that way. This becomes a bit more sort of dangerous. We've got the downward slopes that then sort of open up down this way. I think what I'll do is I'll put the grate in now, and then we can sort of finish off the rest of what we're doing and then figure out the best way of trying to clean this one up afterwards. So we just go back into constructions, we go back into, I think, machines and fluids. We've got the floodgate, and we don't have the grates there. So the floodgate will allow me to open and close the water, which I'm not really interested in. I just want a grate just to sort of stop anything from getting through. So what we'll do is we will go to the out of that one, that's cages and restraints, constructions. We've got wall grates. So blocks creatures but allows the passage of fluids and items, can be built on any floor. Grates, unlike bars, have a quality and enhance the value of rooms. Grates can be connected to levers. So we can actually connect them to lever if we wanted to, but I'm not really interested. We do have bars, but we need metal for that. So this is wall grates will actually allow the passage of fluids. So we're just going to go and place a wall grate through here. And we've got a few of them. We'll just go and grab a claystone grate. Okay, so that will then sort of stop any creatures from, stop creatures from getting in at that point. Just wait for that to be built. Now, that one is on that layer. It can go up the stairs and then come back out this way. So Nemus actually did that one, got that one through. So ultimately, we then are going to block this area off. We've now done everything we need to do in here is actually now done. But let's just go and clean this up now. So we need to now go and get rid of this stuff all the way up to finish this off. So we'll just go into the channeling, build the channel there all the way up to the top. Now, if anything does crawl up this, it's going to be pretty diabolical, so it won't be good. So we'll just go and place that one to there. We want to put a floor grate in through here as well. So we'll just go across hatches, floor hatch. So we'll just go and, oh, hang on, we don't have any hatch covers, so we need to go and create those. It looks like we didn't actually build any. They're pretty important, actually. So I'll just go and go to floor hatches, hatch covers, and we'll just go back to the planner. Need to make 2, and now we need to make 3 of them. So we don't actually have hatches in our work orders, so I'll just go back to work orders, rock, hatch covers, there we are. So we just go and place those in. They'll go to the bottom of the list. Rock hatch covers back in through. Oh, I've already got some there. There's already some there. I'll just ditch this one. Let's go, yes, proceed. Let's have a quick look and see why they're not being built. Because they're technically saying that that's actually all okay. See what the actual thing is. So, amount of hatch covers available is at most 2. Oh, at most 2. At least 2. Oh, hang on, no, at most 2. It should still be okay. But change the number to, say, 4 or 5. It's still satisfied. Yeah, we've got that one satisfied. Change the frequency, that's okay. I can change the way that one works. So is less than 10 is what it's sort of suggesting. Greater than 4, less than 4. Let's go that way. So if it's less than 4, it should be building them. Maybe it just hasn't had a chance to build them yet. So yeah, there's a lot for it that we're trying to build at this point in time. Okay, well anyway, it's not going to really delay us. We'll just watch and wait until all of these things have been done. Snowstorm has come. There we go, hatch cover has been completed. We're just doing one at a time. Rock coffers, that's okay. Right, let's have a quick look through and just make sure this is actually all going to work. So we've got the big opening in the middle there, all the way down to the bottom, and then we've just got different rocks. I'm just going to auto dump these. So the best way of doing this one is to just go to where all the rocks actually are. There's just heaps of them, and I don't really want them floating around in the bottom here. So I'm just going to go to this particular designation. I'm going to click on designate for dumping. I'm just going to grab all of those. So they've now all been designated for dumping. This one as well. Just coming back across, I'll just grab that one there. That one there as well. I might as well just grab everything that's on this stairwell now as well. There'll be a little bit there. There we are. And so we've now got a whole lot of items that are actually designated for dumping. I can now use DF hack just to go and clear those out. So if I go and just go back up the top where I've got my rock areas, which is in here, I can then just go and position like the cursor somewhere. If I just go and open up any of these, I can even just click on this one here. In fact, the cursor is almost where I want it. So in that case, I then just go into there, go across into DF hack. I'll just go to the launcher. There is the auto dump. Double click on a tile to teleport 43. Okay, I haven't used this before. Okay, and then dump to tile under mouse cursor. There we go. That's all been. That should have all been dumped. Hang on. What do I now do? I do it a different way usually. Enter. Just go Control D and just see what it does. Didn't do it. I'll just go back out and just do it my normal way. Just go to the launcher and just type in auto dump. I'm sure the other way is easier, but that's all I need to do. Actually, it's only just got one item was quick dumped. That wasn't everything. Oh, maybe I missed with the other stuff. No, that still should be okay. I'll just go back into here and just go and claim all of those. Let's just go back to where we were. I may have screwed that one up. Just go back down to the bottom here. Oh yeah, no, it did work. I don't know where they ended up. Ended up somewhere. Not sure where, but anyway, that's nice and clean now. So we've got a clean zone. Okay, let's now open this one up for the actual and we'll now open it up. So I'm just going to go into here, and we're going to open this area up. So this will now be opened. This is dangerous. So somebody will come down. We'll just watch as they. There we go. It's a Began. No, it's Resmelin. So Resmelin is now going to have the full force of 2 levels of water at level 7, which is the highest level. Will come crashing into her, and then has to get out of there pretty quickly. So we'll just go and we'll just do it step by step. I'm just using the full stop key. Oh, I've got 9 hostiles. What's the other one? Let's just cycle through them. We've only got 8 up there. 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we've got ourselves a black bear corpse, which is still north of the river. So we've got another undead black bear. This is very dangerous. It's wandering around. Okay, so we have to be careful of that. Let's have a look down and just see if we've got these things. This one here has been done. The other one hasn't been done yet. But having said that, this is now all thawed, so it's not really going to matter that much about whatever we do. Is everyone outside still? Dangerous. It's very, very dangerous now. Black bears, I don't think, can break open doors. So I'm going to. Actually, do I have anyone? If I lock the door, it will then should tell me if I've got anyone left outside. No, I think we're okay. Oh no, one citizen is stranded. Resmelin is stranded. So Resmelin is the one that is stranded through here with the water flooding in, and in fact now has to get up to this level. So he's going to have to try to go up through this one. Resmelin is probably not a swimmer, so the minor Resmelin back in through this other zone most likely won't survive. Yeah, so and drowning, unfortunately. Now, if this one drowns, it's going to come back as a zombie. But I think what I'll do is I'm going to let it come back up into the fortress and then kill it in the top of the fortress, if that's the case. Nothing we can do about this. I could have gone diagonally, and that would have made it a slower area. Let's just see what happens here if this one can actually now get back out of there. Come on. Move, 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 move. Yep, made it. So Resmelin did actually make it out of there. So managed to sort of crawl up and get out of the danger. So Resmelin is still alive. We've got water filling up in through here now at two levels at least. We want at least 2 levels. This one should flood in and then flood up to here. This one should actually ultimately end up being flooded as well. Not sure why it's not showing that just yet, but that should ultimately end up in that position. Fluids, that's the way fluids work in the game. They do find whatever level the outside is. So if that's there, this should fill up to level 6 or 7. All right, so we've got that one now established. There is actually a little area above there, which, not that we really need that, but anyway, that's all okay. Don't know if I should channel that one down. I think I might do that actually. Let's just go and dig that one, and then we'll just channel that as well. Oh, hang on, that's the one below. Yeah, let's just see if we can do that one from that level. And then we have another access point over through here. So we've got rid of that one in the bottom there. So the staircase that was here is now full, and so we've now got the 2 layers. The 2 layers are really all that's important. I was hoping to get 3, but we'll see what actually happens there. We need to block this off now, so just so that there's no access point through the staircase. So anything that comes down is going to have to break through this grate to be able to then get into the fortress. So if we just go across, and I'm going to, we possibly will end up with them on the wrong side, but we'll just see how we go. So let's just go across and constructions, walls. I'll just position a wall. Well, I might as well just do it there, I guess. That'll still just do what we have to do. It's going to build it out of any old thing, tetrahedrite. Actually, I'm not sure what the wall will be. We'll just see what actually ends up happening. But if they build it from this other side, then we're going to sort of be a bit screwed there. That's good. Okay, so we now actually have, that's now been completely blocked off. That then is the access point down to open this one up. And then the only way through now is to go through this grate into here, which means we can now set up an actual well. And the well can be any depth at all. Like there's no limit to how deep it will go down. So we'll now go to this layer here and start to set up our hospital. So, hi Skedek, how are you going? And Bilko, in wintertime. Yeah, Bilko's saying it's since Stephen's Day, I'm full of rum after the day's racing, and I'm done watching Daz. Love being a nerd. There we go. So happy Christmas all. Let's get saying hello, Daz and gang. Hope everyone is doing well and had a good Christmas. Yeah, I actually on Christmas morning I was I rode my bike to the beach, which is about say 6 or 7 kilometres away. So it's not sort of too far away. It's not terrible, but I was running a bit late, so I sort of ran into the water to catch up with the other. There's only one other guy that I met up with that was there on Christmas Day, so I sort of went in pretty fast. Anyway, I ended up standing in a hole, like sort of stepping into a hole I couldn't see, and I hyperextended my knee, and it really hurt, like really badly. And I thought, this isn't going to go well. Anyway, I couldn't use my right leg on the way home, so I had to pedal home with one leg. And then I couldn't walk at all on Christmas or on Boxing Day, but today is the day after that. So, and today I was able to start walking around again, but it was quite debilitating, I've got to say, which wasn't fun. I think I've bruised the bone and strained the muscles, but I know I didn't break anything. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to walk around. But it was, it was different sort of Christmas. So I was sort of hoping that that wouldn't be the case. Anyway, let's go and build into here. We need to now build a well, so we go and build another channel in this location here. So, because saying scared shitless to swim in Australia, there's too many sharks. It depends on where you are. Like it's sort of like it's not actually, it's nowhere near as bad as what people think. Sharks, there's different types of sharks. I would never swim in the canals, which often people who are scared of sharks will go and swim in the canals because they think that sharks live in the ocean. But there's different sharks everywhere, and in the canals, they actually there we go. We've now got our opening all the way down. This becomes a bit of a dangerous zone, but we'll now just go and set up a well. But no, sharks actually, most sharks will actually look at what they're going to attack, and so if you're down, bull sharks are the ones you have to be careful of. The bull sharks they sense movement, and so they actually don't look at what they're attacking, and so they'll take a bite first to see if they like it, and then go from there. So bull sharks are dangerous, and so they live in the canals and the rivers and stuff like that, like in sort of like salt water, but not out in the ocean so much. but because and so they live in more murky water, whereas most other sharks will actually look at you and actually figure out whether you're big enough to eat or too small to eat. Sorry, if you're small enough to eat. So when you're human size, it really takes a big shark to actually think that it's you're worth eating. So most sharks aren't that big. They're usually about the human size, I guess. So they tend to look at a human size, okay, the same size, what they think is a fish, and think, okay, no, that's same size as me. I won't bother with that one. And so they usually don't worry about you. But bull sharks bite first, so they're the ones I don't like that. And usually, if it's been raining a lot, they sort of get flushed out of the rivers and into the lagoons and bays and stuff like that. So it becomes a little bit more dangerous to swim in the ocean after rain. But it's it tend not to worry about it, to be honest. It's so rare that anything would actually happen. There's you've got a much bigger chance of being hit by all sorts of different things than getting a shark. So Bilko's saying it's a pull for me. Yeah, it's like I've got a daughter that's extremely scared of sharks, but I've never really sort of. I mean, if you're way out, like far out in the ocean, you do sort of sometimes think about it, but I don't tend to worry about it too much, to be honest. It's sort of down south maybe, because they've got the great white sharks, and they are big and can do a lot of damage. But usually I don't sort of tend to worry about them too much, personally. So it's sort of one of those things. But I do understand that people who are scared of them. In fact, there's much more dangerous things than sharks around in the water. So it's the jellyfish and things like that you have to be more concerned of. Right, let's go into, we've got machines and fluids. We can now grab a well. Now we need blocks, we need buckets. I'll just go and hide the planner. So when we come in and build a well, we require one block. So we'll use, and this will be the color of the well. So let's go and make it a chalk block. We need a bucket, so we'll use a black cap bucket in this case, and we've got a few different ropes. We'll use a cave spider silk rope, and we need a mechanism. Now the better the mechanism, if there was little, have a look at some of these and just see if there's a diorite mechanism which is extremely high value. So we'll go with that one there, and that will then just make people feel a bit happier when they're around the actual well itself. So we'll go and get that one built, and we've now built an actual central well, which is good, in through here. Struck a lot of different things while we're doing all of that. Building statues as well, which we don't really need at this point in time, but that's okay. We'll just keep on building all these different things. Everything has now been locked outside. It's only if we get another migration wave that we may have to consider other things. I'm glad that Resmelin made it out. There we go. So we've got Resmelin back in again, just building the actual well. There we go. So we now have a well. This will now be where most of the fortress will now go and clean itself. And so this ultimately will be the hospital layer for us. And I'm thinking of building the hospital layer maybe off into here. So let's go and build, again, because we're in a zombie zone, we have to be extremely careful with how we build everything. So I'm going to build an entrance into the hospital that we can block off in different ways. Yep, so Bilko's saying everything in Australia is dangerous. Billy Connolly told me about the blue-ringed octopus. Yeah, they're the sorts of things that you do have to be more careful of. Blue-ringed octopus, the different jellyfish, they're much more likely to get you than sharks will. So we'll then come this one down through here. What I like to do is build an area in that we can then block off completely if we end up with zombies inside the hospital, because the hospital is one of those zones that is likely to attract, or is likely to end up with things dying. So we need to sort of be able to block off everything in the hospital. So we'll just end up with a central zone that runs through here for the hospital. This will be the main corridor, and then we'll end up with rooms like this for each of the wards, because again we need to block them off if we have if anyone who dies in the fortress is going to become a big problem. So we've just got these doorways now. So we'll dig all this out. Is that going to be enough? It probably will be enough. Oops, there we go. It's now winter. Now we're going to need to get metals as well with what we're doing ultimately to get like traction benches and things, but we won't worry about those just yet. Now what I like to do in the middle here is just get a small zone here for blocks, and so just so we can block off doors if we have to. Yeah, let's just start there. If we run into troubles, we're going to need to have the blocks available. Bars and blocks, custom. Okay, so we'll just end up with a small block stockpile there. All right, that's good. And that's now sort of been established. They're now bringing the rocks back up to the top of the fortress, which is fine. And we'll start to now build what we need in through here. So we need to have different beds allocated to each of these different zones. We need doors. Doors is one thing. Actually, doors should be okay. That should be enough to block off what we require. So we'll just keep on going through there, and we'll build a hospital zone for this, and then it will tell us what to do. So if we go back into, I think it will. If we go into here, go down to there's barracks. Where's the hospital? There we go, it's in through here. So crucially, the meeting area is where locations such as taverns, temples, hospitals and the like are established. So we go and make that into a meeting area, I think, first. Let's just go and do that. And then we go in and accept, and then we change it to a new hospital. There we are. So we've now got a hospital. The Earthen Home is the hospital name. So we've now established a hospital, and that will then, it'll start to then tell us what we need to do. So if we have a look down through here, so assign a new or existing location, or see the details for the assigned location. You need to assign a chief medical dwarf to utilise a hospital. So that's the first thing we need to go and do. So we go back in now to our nobles, and we've got the chief medical dwarf, and we've got this is Supreme Plague. Our mechanic is an adequate diagnostician. It's the only doctor we have. We may be able to get somebody else. Doesn't require an office as such, so we now have the chief medical dwarf. If we now go back into our zones again, click on the hospital again, and just go and have a look to see the details. We then actually have all of these different things that we need to allocate to the hospital. So thread, cloth, splints, crutches, powder for casts. So you can see we've got 0 of all of these at this point in time. We've got buckets, soap. Now we've got the doctor, the diagnostician, the surgeon, the bone doctor. By default, that will just end up being the chief medical doctor, which is all we can really do at this point in time. I don't think we can actually really allocate Supreme Plague is that person anyway, to be honest. So we'll just leave that one. Actually, I'll go back in and do that one again. I will actually go and add in Supreme Plague as the doctor. There we go. So Supreme Plague will just take on all the doctor duties, which is all of these different things initially, until we find a better doctor. All visitors are welcome here. Do we want to do that one, or maybe we just leave it so that we've ended up just with citizens only? So we'll only have citizens allowed in here. So hi Muzzle Paint, how are you going? So all hail to the king of the nerds. Now to get these things into here, we need buckets. We need 2 of those. We need soap. We don't actually have any soap. Powder for cast. We've got everything else except for soap. So what we need to do is we need to actually allocate chests in the common area. We don't have any at all. Beds, we don't have any. Tables, we need. Traction benches. Now we're not going to have traction benches for a little while until we can get some metal chain. So we'll get that one ready though. We need to have an operating table. We need a bed, and we need ultimately the traction benches. But we need the beds in the middle. So we'll just go and start to sort of build everything that we require. Let's just go back into planning mode, go back to furniture, we'll go to chests. The chest we can just sort of run through the middle of the actual location. So we'll just go and place one there. Actually, I'll just go back into the planner just in case we run out. Yeah, we have run out. So we'll just keep on running these through there. Just 3 chests will then do it. That should be enough to sort of house all the stuff that we require. We now go back to beds. And allocate these. We're still building the beds. Okay, and then we need to allocate, we'll just go back in and we've got structures there, furniture, tables, so these will be sort of like operating tables. We want that next to the bed so we can just sort of drag people from the bed across. And I'll put the traction benches in even though we don't actually have any, just so we can see them at the location. This will be traction bench. So certain injuries such as overlapping fractures require advanced medical contraptions like the traction bench. So we need one of those in each of these rooms as well. So that's going to be the what we require for each of the locations. And because the dwarves may die on the operating table, we need to be able to lock them in and just stop them if they become zombies. So we need doors and hatches on each of these as well. So it's only for citizens, this particular hospital. There we go. So we've got up to 10 casualties. We can go and add another layer to this if we needed to. We can sort of create like another stairwell down. But as long as we've got the one entrance, we can then sort of, if anything goes absolutely crazy here, we could end up just putting one of the blocks and blocking it off. And that way we end up sort of saving the fortress. So we've got that one through there. So Ice Raven is saying, I don't know about you, but I think that somebody with the name Supreme Doctor will be a great doctor. Surely nothing will happen to them as a doctor. We'll see what happens. So Supreme Plague, yeah, we've got the Supreme Plague is the doctor of the fortress. So they'll have to build all of these things because they're still building. At the moment, they're still building this bedroom layer as well. So they're slowly sort of putting the stuff in for the bedroom. Let's go and now open this one up as well. We just go and change planning mode through to actual mode. We'll just go and do that. Open up the next lot of bedrooms, and we'll start to make this into a better place for everyone to live. So we'll start to smooth this one out. For whatever reason, that's not accessible. I'll just move this one up as well, just smooth it. That bed, I can't quite do anything with it. It may be that whatever's in there just can't quite get there. So the dwarves will then just start to come and smooth this out as things develop. Winter is upon us. Rock pots are still being made. So we've got the 9 hostiles outside. And so by smoothing it, it just makes the location feel better. And we're sort of looking at the moods. We've got a fair few that aren't that happy. That's okay. Rock statues. I don't know. We'll ultimately make something with the rock statues. So this is getting us a little bit better. There we go. The bed's now been positioned. I'll just go and smooth that underneath that bed as well. And we want to smooth the hospital as well, actually. That's going to be important. And we also need to smooth the meeting hall. I'll also smooth all of this. Meeting hall is going to then need to have the chairs, the tables. So I'll just put some tables in the middle here. So furniture, tables, and again we're in planning mode, so we'll just go across and just start to build a row of tables. I won't make it too big at this stage. And then chairs. So I'll just start to come and build all this up as well. And then this ultimately will be our new meeting hall. So we'll just go into the meeting area through here. Make that into there. Except, and we don't have to go and change it to anything in particular, like it is just what it is. The guild hall, no, that's different again. So that's actually okay where we are there. As we come back up, we will have to go and clean up all this area at some point. We've just got a big catch-all for everything at this stage, but we'll start to sort of make use of that at another time. That dormitory, I'll keep that there for the non-dwarves, like these humans that are visiting can just sort of do whatever they want to do there. Come back up. Just leave that one where that is. That's going to be okay. One thing we have to be a bit careful of is stuff growing, like these sorts of these spore trees and stuff will then block anything that does come through. So we're going to ultimately have to now work on this area. We've still got 8 hostiles outside, which are all just these badgers. Okay, that's actually not too bad. The bear's now wandered off, so we no longer have the bear outside. Let's go and start to fix up. Where are we? Here. We can start to build our actual fortress now. What we might do is actually this. I'm happy enough having this as with what we actually need to do. So let's go and leave that one open. I'll make that one passable now. And we'll go and dig. I want to keep this one in here until we sort of have done what we have to do. And we'll put a drawbridge at the front out through here. So we'll end up with a drawbridge that opens up. So with everything above, I want to chop down that tree. So we'll get rid of that one. And we'll unpause. And we need to then put a top on everything we actually have through there. So they're now putting rubbish back out in this other zone. They're putting the hatch cover on. Yep, that's just a kid. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to lock these right from the start here. Just so when it does thaw, that's the one way across. Who's that? Oh, the Stormacutus again. The mangled skeleton's been taken outside. We keep on replacing it, putting it back in there. Yeah, that's okay. I'm not sure why it keeps on shuffling back and forwards with everything. Do have some bars and blocks back in through here as well. We're going to need a lot of blocks ultimately to do what we have to do. Yeah, they just keep on moving him in and out. Some don't like him in, some don't like him out. Can I lock that in? No, I can't really do much with it. These all, yeah, here we go again. It's the kids. The kids are playing with him. Oh, bring him back in. I don't know what's going on there. Who knows? Looks like a bug. There we go. Got more stuff now being done. We do have rock blocks here, so I'm going to go and start by building the top. Actually, as soon as we've got that tree down, I'll just wait for that tree to be chopped down first. While it's just kids doing that, I'll just let them keep on doing what they're doing. We'll try to figure out what's going on with them. Yeah, there he is again. So Voodoo Dog's saying, how long after a dwarf dies does it take to become a zombie? About a week, usually. It doesn't take very long. Or any of the creatures, any creature that's there will actually end up becoming a zombie. But once their brain is smashed, once they've been mangled, nothing can really happen. I've got to figure out why they keep on doing it. We'll see it. He'll get positioned here again fairly soon. There he goes. The kids are doing it. Actually, no, that was again. We've got that's Nemist that's doing that one. Not sure why he gets positioned out here. Let's turn off dwarves. So just turn that so we don't put dwarf corpses out there. Yeah, I think that's what it is. This is actually saying, hey, you got a dwarf corpse inside, bring it out here. But no, we don't want dwarves out there. Anything else will be fine. Here they come. Hopefully this time they won't get rid of it. We'll see. Nope. Still trying to do it. I'm not sure what's happening there. I'm going to have to resave the game and see what happens. Yeah, still doing it. I wonder if that's... Mangled skeleton. That's... I'm going to... when it comes back inside, I'll actually... this is Extreme Bunny. This is the doc... No, this isn't the doc. This is the broker. When it gets dropped in here, I'm going to now lock it. So you come back in, and store item. He's just going back out to store it again. Hauling Tomagude again. Is it because it became an undead? Because it became a zombie? I wonder if that's actually changed the very nature of it. I'm not sure what's happening there. There's no zombie. Undead. Nope. Not sure what the trigger is for that one. This here is refuse as well. If we look at refuse, we do actually have corpses there as well. Let's just go and turn off the dwarves here. This is like dwarf parts. So maybe that's what it actually is. Is that it's because it's the corpse, like the old corpse, it's been put in the refuse pile, not the corpse pile. So we've got a bit of a catch-all for both, and that may be what was triggering that one. Let's just see what actually happens here now. So it goes out and positions it. And someone will come and surely grab it again. Because they're not supposed to be in there. Now they're not doing it. Here they come. Yep, grab it this time. Hopefully it will stay there. There we are. I'm going to lock this. So this is now this has now been locked into position. There we go. So we won't have it going back out anymore. I think we would have stopped anyway. So that's okay. Still planting. Yeah, we're building a lot of different things that we just probably don't really need at this stage, but that's still okay. We really need one of the someone to go out and chop this down. And guys, I'm just looking at the time. I'm probably going to have to start to wind this one up, I think. I will be playing this more on Twitch over the coming days. So I'll be at my earlier time, like in around about maybe sort of like 8 to 10 hours before now was when I would sort of be streaming usually on Twitch. So we'll continue on there. We didn't lose anyone this time, but we've established a bit more of the actual, a bit more of the fortress. We do need to clean out this area and get them into a better position for the actual animals. I could still leave them on the ground here, but they will actually eat any plants that are there. But at this point in time, we do need to do better with that. Maybe we'll just finish off by putting those, where are they? They're in here. So let's just go and make this into where we end up with the various birds. So we need to get nest boxes. I don't know if we've got anything we're automating for those, so we'll just see if that will actually happen. We'll just go and create another pen or pasture. Accept. And this one doesn't have anything growing on the bottom, so we just need to go and allocate any like hens, the turkeys that we've got, the stray hen back in through there as well. And so all of these will then come down into this location. We'll build a door as well. Now we're still building doors, so we don't have any real way of sort of closing that one off at this stage. Nest boxes. I'm not sure if I've got any nest boxes. Is it furniture? Nest boxes aren't part of furniture. What are they? I think it's part of the workshops. If we go into farming workshops, there's a nest boxes there. We'll link next needs to make one, so we need to actually have like a series of nest boxes. Just get a heap of them in through here. So they'll be nest boxes ultimately. Now obviously we don't actually have any of those, so we'll just have to go back up to our crafts dwarf. It's making rock pots at this point in time. Let's just go and add a new task. Oh, hang on, we'll do it through we'll do it through the workshops and through here. Okay, this it has to come from an actual order. So we'll just, actually no, I won't do it that way. I'll do it this way. So work orders, adding in. This will be rock nest boxes. And that will then go to the bottom of the list. And we'll just make one of them at a time, and then we just go across. That's just a one-off, so we need to go into here. And so if we've got amount of empty Ross nest boxes is less than, and we'll make it less than, say, 2. And non-economic hard rock. We only want to make them if we've got heaps and heaps of rock. So I'll just change the number set there to say 50. All right, so they'll start to make these nest boxes just one at a time. That will be okay. So that will end up coming into here. Like if I let the game run forward a little bit, the next day we should then see the nest boxes should end up in there. 19th of April. There we go. 20th. Yes, there we go. Nest boxes are now been allocated. So we'll start to get those things built, and that way these will then start to build. Now we're going to end up with lots of grubs. If we can get a cat, that would be good, just to keep the bugs down in this location. So the bugs will then follow the animals, these animals, which I think is what they sort of eat. I think, there we go, we've got a nest box which has just been allocated there. That kid's been put the nest box in, and we've got a stray hen who's now sort of putting that in. That'll give us eggs for this all in through here as well. All right, that's all good. Snowstorm has come. It's going to get fairly cold outside. If we go back up the top here. Now, I've got this whole thing open. Did we still haven't cut this one down? So only got the 8 hostiles, and they haven't really moved from that location for a long, long time. So I'm sort of getting complacent, which is always dangerous. Okay, well, I'm going to have to leave it here, guys. So thanks for watching, and as I say, I'll be back on Twitch to continue this one, and we'll sort of go from there. So I hope you all had a really, really great Christmas, and yeah, it's been a good one. Here we go. It's snow falling now. I was going to try to play this in a completely permafrost area, but we're just slightly south of the North Pole in the game. Anyway, I hope you have a great one, and I hope you have a great New Year. If I don't see you online before that. Yeah, it's been nice and hot where we are, and I'll leave you.